The very first thing that we got to talk about is a major shout out to Apple Podcast user Kitty Myers. That's how I'm reading it.
Kitty Myers. Yeah.
I like it. So we got a really fabulous and heartfelt review, and we just want to thank you.
Yeah.
And I had mentioned before, I'm like, if you leave a review, we'll send you something. And then I found out that I can't even reply on Apple Podcasts. So this is like the shout out.
And we're looking for you.
Email us at bitingalltheapples@gmail.com. I'm going to keep it real simple, and I'll send you something.
Yeah, because you...
Digital.
I mean, you changed our whole mood.
I know.
Like, I mean, it really... It was
so fun.
Like, I shared it with my husband, and my husband got excited. I mean, it's just nice to hear, right?
It really is. And I think that is kind of the fun of an indie thing, because I'm like, oh, yeah, so people are listening. That's really cool. Thank you.
Yeah, and also, like, I really like that she described how she found us, because you find things the way I find things, because I'll be, like, reading something. I'm like, I wonder if someone else has something to say on this.
Exactly.
And you found us, and we're so happy.
I know. And it does make me, there are a lot more people like that, where it's like, that is the still good side of the internet. If you're one of those people that you're like, well, I'm reading this thing, but I want to know about this, and I want to know what other people, like how they're approaching it. And this is so awesome. And all that to say, we really do appreciate feedback. And for our podcast, and I'm going to speak for every other just kind of like indie artist, podcaster person, it really does make a difference when people comment.
It does. Mm-hmm. It makes a huge difference. Thanks, Kitty. You're in the tribe. Thank you. We must remember the chemical connections between our cells and the stars, between the beginning and now. We must remember and reactivate the primal consciousness of oneness between all living things. We must return to that time in our genetic memory, in our dreams, when we were one species born to live together on Earth as her magic children.
Well, hello, magic children. You're listening to Biting All the Apples, the bookie podcast for radical ladies and radical lady lovers. Today, we're coming to you with inspiring instructions on respelling the world from the final chapters of the Great Cosmic Mother. That's what Joanna just read to you right now. So fix those earbuds, steady your soul, and grab your spell supplies, because we're getting into it. I'm Sarah Kay.
And I'm Joanna V. And we're your guides to crazy times through sane books. We're not experts, but who is? And if you are, why aren't you stepping up and out and guiding us back home?
Exactly.
What's your problem, man?
Yeah.
We need you. We've been asking, have we not? Have we not?
We have been, begging.
Yeah, begging. Because it's getting weird. It's getting so that I'm used to the insanity, which I don't like, really.
But that's why we have this book that we're, that helps focus it in. Not that I'm checking out, but the weirder thing is everything that you've read about authoritarian takeovers and like how this stuff works. It's like you knew this part was coming, where everybody, it's part of the plan.
Yeah, I've read about it, but
everybody's just like, just forget it. I don't even pay attention.
Which makes me anymore. Like where I'm like, no, we can't be there.
I know.
I don't want to be there. I'm terrified, but we're there.
We're there.
And it's odd.
Yeah, and since we last recorded, I love that we keep on saying, we'll see you next week. We've been a bit on the every other week schedule. We had, there's some sicknesses and illnesses.
And then it's May and it's crazy town.
Right. Don't forget we have an educator here.
Yeah. Crazy town.
It's crazy town.
We got field trips. We got ceremonies. Yeah. And then I got a kid that's in dance. Oh, so we got dance recitals. You got all the things.
I know. You're like all of them.
And you got all the sports of
a million
You're in the
children.
land of sports.
Yeah. I have a million charges in many sports.
But at least it's beautiful.
But it is.
So you get to touch grass.
You get to touch grass. And it's been a minute since we were back recording. And since then, the Voting Rights Act, I think that is...
It is.
Maybe that's when I'm like, this, I mean, it's insane. And we're not experts. I don't have like a court rundown for y'all other than if you wanted to rule the country back even further, this is, here we are.
It's like they are going, like the South is going south and they're just showing their true colors. And they are
Here's the
white
thing.
power colors.
What is going to be interesting is, yes, it's the people in power and the ones that are in charge of like drawing maps. Like, yeah, they are showing their, that's the last gasp of the Confederacy. But it's going to be interesting because it's not the same South as before.
No. There's people out protesting in the South in these chambers, right? And you look in and you just see these old white dudes, and they are old white dudes.
Yeah, you're like, I'm not stereotyping. I'm like, this is legitimate.
Could it be 1960 anymore? Yeah. Like if they just made the pictures black and white, you'd be like, oh, these are old.
Yeah.
But you're right. Like there's a lot of young people. Unfortunately, the Supreme Court is one that is making all of this possible, which is our only, the law of the land. 9 frickin' people,
insane.
Which is insane.
That's why I'm like, my only commentary, I'm like, it's insane. It's insane. It's insane. It's insane.
It's insane. It's unbelievable that we are here. Should have ended in 2016, and here we are. But as reading this book, apparently it started in the 80s. So
right. Well, it started
before that, but exactly. It really ramped up there,
right,
in the 80s
when they couldn't be those, or sorry, the pro. What is it? What I'm trying? When they couldn't be the pro segregation creepy dudes anymore, they had to repackage themselves, and that would be the kind of 80s conservative party.
Yeah,
yeah. They're like,
warmongers.
We're gonna use the cover of Family Values. Yeah, it's all about power. It's all about power, which is why this book, which is where I'm like, I can't help it. I'm just going to we keep on saying this book. I mean, I don't know if you're starting our podcast with this episode, great.
Good, but go back.
Go back to we are reading, we're wrapping up the last 2 chapters of The Great Cosmic Mother. I want to remind everybody before we get into this, and we are getting into the parts that they kind of summarize. There's 2 chapters where they kind of re-summarize like all the horrors of the state of the world. And then this is where it moves into almost like manifesto poetry style stuff where they give answers like, this is what we need to do.
Yeah. And motivates you. Gives you some warm fuzzies.
Yes. Yeah.
Or like excited fuzzies.
Yeah. Excited. Jazzy fuzzies.
Jazz hand fuzzies. Fuzzies.
Firework fuzzies. But quick reminder that the crux, like the gist, the big idea of the Great Cosmic Mother is that patriarchal religions created by men have separated all of us from the very source that connects and supports us.
Yeah.
And I mean, that's just the gist. That's the summary.
That is the summary. And by making us forget, we become scared and vulnerable. And they offer solutions that take our power, our knowing away, and use our life force energy, our minds, attention, and labor to benefit the ruling class, the priest class.
Yep. They take our power, which is that we're all connected. We all have intuition and
magic,
connectedness,
innate power,
ability to care for people and
take
creation,
care of
right?
everything, the earth.
Yeah. They're like, but we want the power.
And this is how we'll get it. And we will just push you into a little box where you have to stay there.
And you will hate each other, which is what this...
Yeah. That's what's happening, right?
Yeah. And so that's the recap of the main thing of the book. The gist that we've been walking you through these past 4 episodes And just want to note that we were fools to think it'd only be 2 or 3 episodes.
Yeah, because it is like a giant book.
Yeah, because
we were so ambitious.
We were like, season 2 is going to be way different. We're going
to rock through 1,000,000 books.
Yeah, but we're going to be rocking.
Yeah, but this book, you had to take it slow.
Yeah, as much as we were just talking, where we almost admitted that we're totally numbed out. I'm like, actually, we're rocking.
We are rocking. I mean, we're not sitting still.
Yeah.
I'm not in my house with the shutters shut.
That's right. So, and now finally, we're getting to the chapters with the hope and the poetry and all that jazz. So, yeah.
Well, technically, this next chapter, The Great Flight Home, does provide a little devastating recap of the horrific effects of the patriarchy.
Yeah.
And it's pretty... It's like a shot to the heart, kind of.
So the 2 chapters that we're going to be discussing are The Great Flight Home and then Respell the World. And so The Great Flight Home is really... So they built this all up. They're like, this is how these things happened. And I think that The Great Flight Home, we were talking about before, where I'm like, they're like repeating. And I'm like, it's not that they're repeating. They're summarizing. They're like, so that's how the patriarchy worked. Those are the things they did. And now they're really like, and this is all this is the effects of that. ... The Magic Flight Home.
Right? Here we are.
I know.
We're going to go home and we're going to fly out of here into
the Magic Flight Home.
A new old world. The new old world.
It starts, in the name of God, what patriarchy has finally achieved is the completely profane world. What Western patriarchy has given us in God's name is a world wholly emptied of spirit. The wholly desecrated cosmos is a recent discovery in the history of the human spirit. That's what the thesis of this whole chapter is, that very first sentence. In the name of God, what patriarchy has finally achieved is a completely profane world. I know we promised everybody that there is like, this is what we need to do, but this is a bit of a recap and to explain how freaking profane. And they talk about porn and all this stuff. So
yeah, how they made us feel repressed, and then it made us do other weird things because they're holding us back from our true, innate, what we know would make us, happy and better.
By abstracting spirit from flesh, by utterly demonizing the physical world and women as its source, patriarchy has almost destroyed the home of spirit, which is sacred earth and all flesh. In its place, patriarchy has built a sordid wasteland of material products, profit and power systems, and death machines, the inevitable result of 4,000 years of militant life hatred and cynical mercantilism.
Yeah.
I had to say, I'm like, mercantilism. Our earthly bodies themselves are mechanized and pornographicized.
Yeah.
Let me just keep saying that word. Offered up for sale as though indeed we had no souls, but existed only as exploitable units in nihilistic market and state systems.
And that's what we are.
Depressing.
Yeah. But
tell me where that's wrong.
It's what we are, and you know it. You feel it.
Like, you know it.
We're just owned by Bezos and all these people. We have a lot of stuff, all of us. All of us have got lots of stuff, but has it made the world a better place?
Like, no. And they're talking a lot about, the female body. And did you have this here? I won't read too many things about porn, but what can be done under patriarchy to one female body can be done under world patriarchy to the entire body of the earth.
And I thought this, yes, so I thought this was great. And this made me think of the AI and, Peter Thiel and everything that's happening. The ladies called it. They already knew it was happening. I don't know how we missed it. In fact, everything. So we're talking about buying things in this market of basically materialism is what they're talking about, and profit for a few while the rest of us struggle. In fact, everything can be replaced, including us, with those good, efficient, obedient, non-unionized, thoroughly dreamless machines, which has been happening. And it was a little bit in the 80s. Now it's like insane. And when you bring AI into it, it is really were being replaced. In all the plans to colonize space, which,
Hello.
what's our next step? Mars, the guys want to do. There is a remarkable but predictable absence of any profound urge to contradict or challenge the extant patriarchal definition of the meaning of life.
That is so. I almost say last week. Wink, wink. Whatever, it was 2 weeks ago.
Yeah,
or
same.
more. But I said something where I'm like, if somebody asked you, and this is not necessarily meaning of life, but if somebody asked you, like, you know, what's America's thing? Like, what's America's vision?
Yeah. Get stuff.
We don't. Yeah, we're like, I don't know. We'll see. Yeah,
I need to buy
totally
stuff.
Weird. So
I need to get stuff.
yeah,
I hope that stuff makes me happy.
right. And if we don't even have, and we're so, I mean, it is so. I would love to know what these ladies think now. But speaking of this just being, you know, desecrated and just totally destructive, like we don't even respect human life. I don't even know what else to say. Like there's really not much lower that we can.
We are in the depths.
Never say things can't get worse, because they definitely can. Does go along, and I think this ties in with where it's like, why isn't anybody doing anything? So further in the chapter, and we're still kind of in the nagging part, but it's good. I'm like, and all this, they're so good at it. They're so good at it.
And also, like, they're writing in the 80s, and it's just like exponentially worse now.
right. Where I'm like, all this stuff is good. And so it talks about how horrible we are to the planet and to ourselves and to each other, and you know, pornography. Whatever. I'm trying to tie this in.
We've plundered and ripped.
This junkie part is really okay. So the Western world, as we all know, is a total junkie, both in compulsive addiction to consumption and in its foul methods of disposing waste. The number one drug problem in America, surely, is the 24-hour-a-day addiction of the average person to 100 times more artificial energy, from sugar to electricity, from mass entertainment to the bomb, than any healthy human being could ever want or need. This is in the 80s. I'm like, oh my gosh.
If you could only see us now.
And like any junkie threatened with a cutoff of supply, America, the Western world generally, can think and act in murderous ways.
Oh.
When I read that first part, just about the junkiness, the junkiness, we're so junky.
We are junky.
No, but in how we, you know, a lot of stuff we do, and I do a crap load of it, consuming and trying to get artificial energy. Isn't it interesting that we are the only living creatures that do that?
Yeah.
Because other creatures haven't had like patriarchal religion forced on them. So when you're taking away our own natural connection and life force, they're also taking away our soul energy.
Yes.
And we're just trying to fill it, and we're trying to fill it.
Things that will
and
never
we're
fill
trying
it.
to fill it. Yeah.
Never fill it.
To what we...
But also, I think people do need to recognize how bad it is. Because like I said, I didn't know. I mean, I thought it, but I didn't spend a lot of time on it until the world was literally my world. Of course, it's always egocentric, right?
Right.
Until my world was like, oh, things are not right. Right? The patriarchal West cannot solve its energy problems because our minds and spirits were long ago cut off from the real source of energy, creative power. This is the sexual, spiritual source of cosmic ecstasy, which patriarchy has denied in favor of manipulative, moralistic, and rationalistic energies. As moral and rational energies themselves dwindle, with a lingering patriarchal framework, only the most decadent, bizarre, and vicious energies seem to erupt in their place, and they are in the seat of our government. These criminal energies do not result from the absence of patriarchy, as the fundamentalists preach. Rather, they are the corrupt residues and grotesque spasms of the dying patriarch himself, which I hope he's dying.
I know, I hope you're dying. You've been on your deathbed like forever.
Oh my God, forever.
It is. Do you see this in italics underneath, it says, evil is that which prevents the unfolding of the one.
Yes.
You're like, you jackasses.
And I think when they're saying the one here, they're talking about a collective one of universal oneness with
like the one,
the earth,
the cosmos.
One, us,
the cosmos.
The cosmos.
That's it. We haven't said it yet this episode, but we'd love to read you the whole book. But
yes!
So according to this definition, surely all of patriarchal society is evil. Even in its death throes, it attempts to pit us all against each other as economic enemies, as political enemies, as racial enemies, as religious enemies, worker against worker, white against dark, man against women, belief against belief, as patriarchal systems begin and end by instigating competitiveness for survival, i.e. by trying to make communalism, mutual cooperation impossible. And that is, I wanted to read that part because it's so, like you said, we need to be reminded we're being pitted against each other. The whole point of this book, to me, is to understand that politics isn't enough.
No.
You know, when you just said, like, you're like, well, I hadn't, like, thought about, like, how bad, you're like, I knew it was bad, but you don't think about, like, it is spiritually bad. It's like soul bottom bad. Soul bottom bad.
So I like that.
Yeah.
You need that's where we are.
And
we're at soul bottom bad.
Yeah, we're at soul bottom bad. And I think to have books like this that give you the words, because that's what's happening while we're reading it. I'm like, no, that's why it's bad.
Oh.
We're pitted against each other. And I know even, so if you're thinking like politics, we've heard that, especially for the past this past decade, they're like, oh, they're trying to get us pitted against each other. But we're only thinking of that in like red state, blue state pitted against each other. I'm like, no, we're talking like deep, soul bottom.
Soul bottom pitted.
That's right.
Western patriarchy has plundered, raped, co-opted, ripped off, brutalized, and massacred lavishly.
Mm-hmm.
Always in the name of God.
Mm-hmm.
God is always available to justify what cannot otherwise be justified. The Holy Bible itself is the first written example of this phenomenon. Western Christians have convinced themselves that this God virtually gave them the entire earth to use, to control, to profit from, and in the final insult, to missionize, to teach spirit to, through a rifle barrel, if necessary.
By the way, I wish we had video for your reading of that because it was really good, you guys. It was like so good. So the next few pages are really breaking down like the modern Christianity. For example, the biblically derived capitalist spiritual experience in particular has never been an adventure of spirit, but an indulgence of extreme individualism and self-righteousness in pursuit of personal profit, personal enhancement, always at the expense of the whole world.
Yeah.
In here, they talk about the justification that God makes some people poor.
Oh my God, yeah.
So that others can learn something from them. That poverty and pain are karmic situations brought on by one's behavior in past lives. That one chooses one's life, absolutely, and some people choose to suffer.
I just chose to suffer.
I know. All these explanations, that's in quotes, are spiritual versions of blaming the victim. They derive from patriarchal religious systems, which were purposely designed to rationalize hierarchies, injustice, and the status quo. And this is one of my favorite sentences, this next one. I'm like, so just
buckle in.
Just sit. Are you listening? Perk your ears up. All patriarchal systems are self-justifying, and the mind dwelling within these systems is capable of monstrous rationalizations in order to keep those tautologies intact.
Monstrous.
That's all you need to know.
Yeah.
They move into what's necessary or what we need to start doing. This feminine spirituality must begin with the fact of being alive as a biological body on a living and conscious biological planet. This is the human ontological condition. This is the condition of all human evolution and all creative human activity. Those who embrace spirituality as an escape from politics, as a transcendence of political exigencies, simply do not understand what feminist spirituality means at its root. The joining of the conscious body and the conscious spirit in the ongoing epiphany of experienced evolution. And you see that, and this is what this book is kind of like, don't use that to escape. It's almost, I don't know if they're trying to say like it's almost not impossible, but for true spirituality, you can't be alone or isolated in it.
No, it's communal.
It's communal.
It's an experience. And it could be communal with you and a tree.
And it's, yeah, but it's the politics that are the politics as in like the patriarchy that are getting, in the way.
Don't mix them up. The ladies are like,
don't get them mixed.
The ladies are like, hold up.
Because this is where, with that, in this world at this point, no political revolution is sustainable if it is also not a spiritual revolution.
Yeah.
A complete ontological birth of new beings out of the old. Equally, no spiritual activity deserves respect if it is not at the same time politically responsible, i.e. responsive activity.
Yeah. We need to rethink the way that we think the world was. But we need to get ready for the next stage of human evolution.
That's what I'm saying.
Okay. The envisioned, is that how you say that? Envisioned self.
Envisioned.
But there's no N in it.
I know. That's why I'm like, just make it up. Who's going to know?
Your own self is the next stage of human evolution, and it will be born explicitly from the refusion of experienced spirit and experienced flesh, not as a means toward any externally established end, but as a consciously perceived process of evolution unfolding itself. We are evolving. And it's going to happen not by growing an extra arm or anything, but by using this thing in our head and exploring what we feel innately. And that your soul and your spirit, those spiritual things, your mind and your spirit are the same thing, right? Did you get that from what they were saying?
Mm-hmm.
Like your thoughts are your spirituality. That's what I got from that. I don't know if you got it. So that's what I took from it.
Yeah, like your intuition and your knowing is your spirituality.
Yes.
But thoughts that's where, remember, that's like what the male god, I mean, not thoughts, but that's what they try to take away. And they even made your thoughts sins.
Yeah. Yeah. You will feel guilty if you think that.
I know. Evolution itself is a time process, seemingly a relentlessly linear unfolding, but biology also dreams, and in its dreams and waking visions, it outleaps time as well as space. It experiences prevision, clairvoyance, telepathy, synchronicity. Thus, what we have, what has been called a magical capacity built into our genes. It is built into the physical universe. Synchronicity is a quantum phenomenon. This is my notes are. I'm like, this is super woo woo.
Yeah, I love the woo woo.
But it is. It's
woo woo, good woo woo.
But we've talked before about that ability to dream, and that we read this whole book, and their answer is they're like, you got to get back to that, people. You got to open up that mind.
And that
just
ability
like you
to dream.
The spirituality is connected to your brain.
The creativity, all of those things are what is God, right?
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
I don't know why this is in italics. I don't know if this is what she's saying, because there's nobody that quotes it, but it's like looks like a quote. It's in italics. God is the universe. We are all now living inside the body of God. There is nowhere to go to get there. We are already here. There is nowhere to go to get outside of God. There is just a forgetting of this truth. It is impossible not to be living right now and always within God's body. It is only possible to be aware or unaware of this fact. And I'm aware.
Trip out on that.
I'm aware.
Did you see this? And then there's the set amongst this long galactic terrestrial and human time of knowing our oneness. The past 4,000 years of patriarchy's institutional and doctrinal denial of our oneness once we see it for what it was, will appear a mere aberration, just a brief forgetting.
Yeah.
Just a whatever.
And you know what's cool is we're here for this.
We're here for this,
We're
ladies
here
and
at
gentlemen.
the beginning of our evolution to go back.
Yeah.
Just that brief 4,000 years.
Yeah.
It'll be gone.
It's a sneeze.
No one's going to remember this.
A blink. It'll be like, these people were so crazy.
Yeah. Yeah. They'll be like, oh my God, for 4,000 years, just people were just stupid.
All of that leads us into, hopefully, if you just got this, just a brief forgetting, you're like, well, what are we going to do?
But...
And I will tell you this is a little bit of a spoiler alert. I was hoping there was going to be like step by step.
Oh, yeah.
And also a walk around a grave 12 times backwards at midnight.
That would be great.
Yeah.
Because then we could just get on with it.
Right.
Sadly.
Apparently, we all have to do a little bit of inner work.
But you got to share this podcast.
Right.
We need more people.
That's right. So that moves us into the final chapter, Respell the World. And to me, this is more of almost like a manifesto because it's poetic. It's beautiful.
And we're leading you to come with us.
And what I want to mention, in case I doubt anybody cool enough to listen to this would be like, spells, it's like witchy stuff. But another like whole point of this book is that we've been taught to think of spells and witches as like this horrible thing. Meanwhile, we have all been under the spell of capitalism.
Yeah. Yeah, we have.
And that is through the myths and stories that we've all come to believe. And the purpose of this chapter is to say, that's where you fix it, y'all.
Yeah, shake it off.
You respell it by looking at and changing these stories and myths.
Change the narrative.
Change the narrative.
Change your thinking.
That's right.
Your thoughts. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
It's time. It is time.
It is time. She says, so to respell the world means to redefine the root of our being. Mm-hmm.
Yeah, we need to lead.
Do you have this highlight? I'm like, if Joanna doesn't have this highlighted, so I'm on 425. Perhaps ancient women had access to psychic and physical powers we have forgotten.
Yeah.
I'm almost like, not perhaps.
Nope, they
almost
did.
100%. Nope, they did.
Yeah.
100%.
Yeah.
Ancient people of both sexes living under the Stone Age Great Mother, like those remaining of Earth's primal people today, had magical powers of telepathy, clairvoyance, precognition, teletransportation,
I can't
fire
believe
walking.
we had teletransportation and gave it up.
They took it away. I wonder, did we really?
I don't know, but
Also, crazier things. You know who I think teletransports? Cats. You had to know I was going to say that.
oh,
You had to know I was going to say
I
that.
believe that because sometimes they just pop out of nowhere.
Or they'll be sitting there and you're like, how can you just sit in that one spot in the middle of the rug for so long? And they're like, because I'm not.
I'm not
Get
here.
Get it?
Mm.
Right? Because teletransportation is that. You're not like moving it's not like
No, you can go
Star
somewhere
Trek,
else.
like, yeah, you're not like dissolving yourself and then traveling yourself. But you're
you leave, maybe go to Mars. For a little bit. So not all of us forgot because people that do those things have been there. They were made fun of or like, poo-pooed,
put in
I guess.
jailed or burned.
Yeah. Oh, well then, yeah. I was talking about the 80s, but and they weren't burning them in the 80s, but yeah.
Well, they were sentencing, if you remember the West Memphis 3 were sentenced to death.
Oh.
There's even if you wore like a Metallica t-shirt.
What?
Pagans. Remember Satanic Panic?
I remember that, but I don't remember anybody getting...
Yeah.
Whoa.
You've never seen all those documentaries about the West Memphis 3?
No.
Oh my God.
I have not. I guess, well, now I got things to do.
Okay.
I was going to say, is I'm on this page
Yeah,
here.
okay. Fabulous.
That we can imagine, as no other creature on earth can do, signifies our uniqueness.
That's right.
Both its quality and, here you go, its purpose. We are the imagining animals. We are the ones who participate in the Earth's evolutionary process of imagination. It's us.
It is us. our imagination could be more powerful than an A-bomb.
Yeah.
But we're giving it over
To a
Meta.
story. Yeah.
And to a story. And to, actually, it's very simple to be like, and we're giving it over to our phones. That's way beyond that, y'all. But it is these stories, these origin stories, these bullshit, patriotism stories. And
Well, we already know the story.
Yeah.
We know the important person. It was him.
Right.
And I'm just a,
it
lonely
really
nobody.
is this, you probably have this too, imagination, which is a form of memory moving both forward and backward in time.
Yes.
The creative process itself, perhaps the greatest harm patriarchy has done to us is stifle. Is that cooped?
Co-opt.
Oh, co-opt. Why would I know the word co-opt, but it's very...
I just had the same problem with annihilation.
I know. You're like, I've never heard that word.
I'm looking at it. I'm like, I know this word.
I know.
It's menopause. I bet it's
menopause.
It's menopause.
Stifle, co-opt, and deform our powers of imagination. And I think moralisms, dualistic dogmas, repressive prohibitions block our imagination at its source.
Yeah, block it right at our source because we don't have to think. It's already been done.
Yeah.
They killed our imagination.
But that is why, and people pay a lot of lip service. I'm seeing it where they're like, it's artists that, get us through. And that is true. The problem now is artists. We are in such advanced capitalism. Any artist that can make a living off their nobody is. It's all rich people's kids. So even the art that reaches people nationally or can make a national movement it's all filtered through capitalism.
Gross.
But that doesn't mean it's hopeless. I'm just saying that's how fucked we are. But I know there's people individually doing their stuff. We're here making a podcast. We write stuff. I know there's people making art and doing
well, even
it's just more important than you may think. So keep doing it.
I've been watching a lot of these one-day choirs because they'll do a song. They're doing some really great stuff. But I'm like, it's so therapeutic to have hundreds of people singing a song. These are mostly songs of resistance that I'm getting. They're coming together, singing these songs of resistance.
There's a bunch of different people.
Hundreds of people.
Where are they doing this?
Oh, at churches. They show up. So it's all around the United States. And they'll just say, hey, we're doing a one-day choir. Who wants to come? They just did a mashup of War Pigs, all these war songs. It was fabulous. And you could just... And it was, I think it was mixed with Rage Against the Machine. So it ended with all these, and it was a whole range of people.
That's evolution,
goodness,
baby.
Evolution.
And it reminds me, I was telling Joanna about how I'm really taking advantage of these art and craft classes at the local libraries. That's plural because if you really get into them, you're like, well, what's the next town over? What are they doing weaving?
What do they got? Some crafty crafts for me.
The thing that I think is astounding is they are full. Every one I've gone to has 20 to 30, and it's women. It's mostly women, but there's been a few. I mean, everybody's invited, but seeing people gather and then, in combination with reading... people coming together to make stuff with their hands, and
create, imagine.
So it really is where it's at. I think that the problem is at least for me, in viewing and trying to, not have a nervous breakdown in this political climate and in our murderous world is all of that messaging is so strong and it's so broad and it's out of touch that it feels like getting together with a few people or doing your art, you're like, well, that's not going to do anything or whatever.
But
no, I know. That's why I'm like, we can lose sight of that.
Yeah.
Where
and this, so you already knew that. Well, since the beginning, because you've been with me through my whole breakdown, you've always said, you're freaking out. Go make something with your hands. And you're right.
It's true. It's true.
It's write a poem. It makes you, it literally, I don't know what it does, but it's obviously what we need. And now I know that I'm not alone.
If you think about it, the reason that the machine, the man, the patriarchy is kind of anti-art, anti-creativity is, well, one, because it, involves like complex thinking, which may make you be like, wait, you guys are kind of idiots. Wait, we're murdering people? Wait, they'll be like, wait a minute.
Jesus wanted.
And on top of that, when you make something, you are reminded, wait, I can
make stuff.
Like, why was I raised to believe that I have to like do all this stuff so then I can apply to a thing where I can be humiliated and bossed around? Right? Like, that's what I'm saying. Like, you're not a good, So anytime you can make something with your hands or with your voice or in community,
I mean, I've told
it is resistance. This book is saying politics are not enough.
Yeah. No.
Like, even if we change, even if we like vote in a good, more left-leaning Democrat, like we're still under, we're still under the boot.
Yeah.
Under the boot, y'all.
And that's why we got to get handsy with our craftsies.
That's right. Get handsy. I know.
I was going to go here.
Yeah, go for it.
Patriarchal mystics are out of resonance with the earth spirit, with ecstasy, and with the dead. Most of all, they are out of contact with female energy. Their patriarchal worldviews are based on a biophobic denial of this creative female energy that is in both women and men. All of us live in societies constructed out of this denial. Societies that have attempted for 4 millennia to repress and destroy the bisexual nature of us all. What is ecstasy? It's our original state of being. It is the conscious expansion of the universe into a multitude of interconnected dimensions and forms.
And dimensions we may not be able to see yet.
Yeah. It is her dance of being from which all of us were born. Ecstasy is passion, self-expressed through form. We need to get back to our ecstasy. We need to get back to our creativity. We need to not be held back by some government or religion.
Here we go.
We are evolutionizing.
I'm telling you, this whole thing, and as we're wrapping this chapter up, a return to the goddess is not a backward trip through space or time.
It's not.
The human race cannot really return to infancy. We are too far gone for that. We return to the goddess by remembering, redefining, and respelling, by turning, as in dance, away from one gesture and towards another. Patriarchal ontology is based on 3-dimensional reality. Modern physics is showing us that the universe has not 4 dimensions, but as many as 11 dimensions. Trip out on that, perhaps more. The universe is undergoing a static exponential expansion into 11 or more dimensions. Surely 3-dimensional religions cannot keep us in touch with such a universe.
Oh my gosh. I mean,
that is super woo-woo, but it also is stuff that I have heard in legitimate science lectures. And it is like...
Remember I sent you that video of that lady? And she was like, people always... Because she just studies 2 stars far away and they're close to each other.
Yeah.
And they're like, people always want to be like, do you think there's another dimension? And she was like, I mean, I don't want to freak you out or anything. And I was like... You did, though. You did. Yeah. Someone else watch this. I'm freaked out. But
they're like, well, that's why I like listening to those people
too. Excite us.
They're like, I'm like, I don't know how to tell you. I took one that I really did take a short course in reality.
Okay.
Which is it was so trippy, but they're like, it's hard to describe what infinity is. They're like, so what you're not understanding when I'm trying to describe to you.
Yeah, and their brains are already been open, and they're like, "Oh, you little, you're come along,
come along,
come to this evolution,
come along."
We must become beings who do not wish to control life. but only to listen to its music
Oh,
and dance it. This is not easy to do. It might be impossible, but it is our only alternative to mass death, whether by
like
mass death.
Yeah.
Whether by war or total global mechanization, which there's a lot of stuff on that with AI if they just let it take over, which is, I think, what the tech bros would like because they think that's God. So,
Right.
But would also cause mass death from everything that I've read, at least. And these ladies knew it in the 80s. The patriarchal God has only one commandment: punish life for being what it is.
Mm-hmm.
The goddess also has only one commandment: love life, for it is what it is. Oh my God, I love life.
For what it is.
For what it is.
Because it is it.
Because it's us. It's nature. It's your cat. It's making a card for someone. It's
library
singing with
craft
the others.
classes.
Yes.
Oh my, you guys, check
There's
out your
a lot to
library.
love.
Check out
Go
your
to your
library
library.
crafts. Oh my gosh. This is, I have to read this because it starts with witch.
Ooh, witchy woman.
We are recording very late, so I'm like,
We're at
I
the
don't think I've
witching hour.
conveyed. Maybe I'll have to record some like stuff tomorrow where I'm like, I'm not kidding. You got to read this very last chapter. It's fucking crazy.
Do it.
It's really beautiful.
It is gorgeous.
Witch power, it is said, cannot truly die, since it is a real power of the real cosmos. It can't die. It can only be forgotten. That means it can also be remembered, as the serpent can be awakened from its trance sleep at the bottom of the spine and induced to rise to become again in the luminous flying bird of the imagining mind.
Oh, my mind.
And it just, like I said, this gets super like, it's like metaphorical and poetic. But
I'm tingling.
But they're making, and the more I'm thinking about it, I'm like, they're making their point of saying use the creative mind by using their very beautiful prose to be like, and this is how you do it.
This flight is not an escape, but a return. The only way for human beings to survive the end is to return to the beginning. I love you.
Look, we're like,
Cosmic Mother, I love you.
this is all the pages. This is all the pages.
So thick.
I'm not speaking for Joanna because she's awesome. I'm like, I will say I have not done this justice.
No, I know.
And I also forget, like, we're here. This is like a little bit book clubby. We're just pulling some stuff out. This is so...
I want other people to read it, and I want to be like, what do you think? Tell me what you think. What does it make you think? And tell me a story that goes with that.
I wonder if... I can imagine some people reading this and being like, I don't know. How can we make... Whatever. Why do I got to think about the haters?
Yeah, don't. Because, like, they will leave the soul bottom.
They just haven't been respelled.
That's right. Yeah, we are tasked with starting this evolution. Like, all of us. If you heard us,
I know.
I'm so sorry. You're in it.
You're in it. You're in this with us.
You better be firing up that imagination.
I'll tell you that. You know what I like about that chat? Well, this whole dang book.
Mm-hmm.
I kind of started to get tired of, when Orange Guy was reelected and everybody's like, you got to get ready. And the answer is community. It's community. It's community. Yeah. Almost to a point where I'm like, what the fuck? Like, what are you supposed to do if you're like trapped in a tiny rural town?
Yeah. And you don't want those people in your community.
And it's not like I hate community, but I think that this gives like this whole cosmic holistic background to that, what they mean, like community. And I also think it's important to think about, again, we see things so like nationally, it's so huge and everything's so bad. We want to like change all these other people and convince a bunch of other folks. But truly, the first step too, like I said, is to, get witchy in yourself.
Yeah.
And
tap into your magic.
Yes. And I'm not saying like, and so do that for 5 years and then, no, I don't, but it really is like check in with yourself and make sure that you're activating your imagination. And if you think about it, like if you make something and there's a million things to make because you can't like make me. If you have something to share with other people, that is so much more effective than being like, I need to go convince this person of like this thing that's going down. It's almost like everybody just like stop talking
and do stuff.
Yeah,
make something for people to look at.
Do if I'm curious, maybe the listeners are like, that's perfect. They're like, that's a disappointing, like what we should do. But I think it's really cool.
It's
along with a million other things that you can like do in your daily life where you're like, I need to, organize, show up to this thing, call this rep. Of course. I'm not saying like, just forget all that and like take up painting.
No, we can't stop the resistance, obviously, but you can change your mind as to where are we really going?
Exactly.
Like once we get past the turd, where do we want to go?
Right.
And this is a good direction.
Right. It's cool.
Yes.
Do more cool stuff.
Do cool stuff. Do cool stuff.
Do cool stuff. Don't let creepy capitalists tell you what's cool. Do cool stuff and
trust yourself. Feel yourself.
Feel yourself. Yeah, feel yourself. Yeah, ecstasy,
feel yourself,
baby. That's right.
Ecstasy.
Feel it.
Feel it. Experience it. Do it.
Oh my good. Okay, so that's it.
That's it.
We may have finished reading The Great Cosmic Mother for the first time.
Yeah.
But I know we'll probably go back in to get more inspiration to respell the world. Because there's a bit of work to do. That being said, we want to hear from you.
What stories and myths and notions are you focused on respelling? What story is being told through the media, entertainment, conversations, and so on that doesn't sit right with you? And what is the new story or myth you're going to use to respell the world?
Yeah, we seriously want to know. Tell us. Let us know in the comments or send us a text or voicemail. And you can do that. There's links in our show notes, our fabulous show notes.
Until then, you only need to remember one story. We are all connected. No matter what anyone is trying to sell you, you already have the energy of all the cosmos. So plug in and go forth and do your thing.
Yes,
it's your thing. Do what you want.